Today we talk autographs, the hobby, and Hall of Fame with NHL legend Theoren Fleury. Share some current hobby box value buys, California Dave's top 5 PC cards, and a whole lot more. Welcome back to episode 420 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, presented by our good friends at Upper Deck.
Loud collector Phil, loud collector Phil. Baba Louie, Baba Louie, Baba Louie, Baba Louie.
And California Dave, and California Dave,
California Dave. Welcome to the Gong Show.
Hello, happy family. Welcome back to the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. My name is Josh. I'm here with Baba Louie, California Dave, and the Loud Collector, Philip. What up, boys?
What's up? Philip.
Louie, I think your studio was on fire in the intro there.
A lot of smoke.
Burning up.
On a smoke.
Burn
Maybe
it
you
up.
should check your fire extinguisher battery or fire alarm batteries.
Do you guys have a fire extinguisher in the house?
Yeah, I think we
real?
do.
Yeah.
I think we do.
I do
Great
as well.
answer.
Under the kitchen sink.
Where?
Yes.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. For
Still in
you,
the
Josh,
box.
it should be in your laundry room.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ooh.
Scary. Okay. Anything to report before we get going or no?
Sold my house, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
You said you didn't sell your house.
No, we sold our house. We're in
Oh.
escrow. We have a 30-day escrow, but there's still like things can happen to where it falls through.
escrow.
That's what I'm saying. But we did sell our house.
I thought when I walked in, you're like, oh, our Zillow's down 15 points.
No, I'm saying it's good that we're selling now because everything's dropping like a tank right now. So
okay.
we're trying to wrap this up and hopefully this works. Yeah. That's what I was saying.
You'll be good.
Yeah.
I think there's a war happening in my house. Do you guys hear that?
I hear
There's
static.
I hear static.
Yeah.
Now it's gone.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Are they fighting with a blender?
I don't know. Give me 1 second. Well, Dave just asked where were we before we started recording again. We were on a game delay because I was being attacked by horrible noises that are interfering to podcasts. We had the horrible neighbor, deciding to mow his lawn. How dare he mow his lawn? Well, we
Right out
want to
the window.
record.
Very inconsiderate.
And then the Ninja Creamy, which sounds like the space shuttle launch, was going off and making ice cream in my kitchen. And we had to wait for that. But, all right. I think I was asking, does anyone have anything to report, or do we just get in today's show? What do we do here? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think we reported it.
Okay, every reports are filed.
Okay, fine.
Gong Show breaks. Spots are up for this weekend's Gong Show breaks. We'll be back Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern on the Gong Show YouTube channel. You can grab your spots at gongshowbreaks.com. Some fun ones lined up. We got GP Buybacks, which has 10 awesome cards. Who knows? Maybe Marco will wear the break helmet. Very famous. Breeding Hunt, we got a 10-box case of 24-25 credentials. More on that in a bit later on the show, talking about credentials. 2019 O-Pee-Chee Platinum case break. Hunt some Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, Nick Suzuki rookies. We got a Bedard rookie hunt and 23-24 clear cut. And then all of our favorite 25-26 Parker's champions.
Yeah.
Case break of that too. So hope to see you in the chat. And again, grab your spots at gongshowbreaks.com. Well,
Hold on.
tomorrow.
Hold the phone.
Hold what?
Did you say Parker's champions?
Yes, he did, Louis.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's familiar.
What?
it's Parkhurst.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Josh, you're wrong.
Parker's.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oops. Well, hey,
No more champions in that
I kind
set.
of like the name Parker's Champions. I wish they wouldn't have maybe ditched it.
Well, because
champion.
there's no more legends in the set, so they got rid of the champions. So these are Parkhurst, maybe to be legends. Someday.
Oh, or maybe they wanted to put McDavid in the product.
Oh, now it'll work.
But he is. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought. Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought, like, he's not a superstar. Yeah. What the word means. Well, that's not true. He is a champion. He's just not a champion of one particular trophy, which you're implying.
And to burn myself, any Minnesota Wild or, frankly, any Minnesota hockey player ever.
Correct.
Because we've never won anything.
Yeah. You guys won a Super Bowl?
No. Own 4.
Oh. Dante
Yeah.
Culpepper? He never won you one? No?
No.
Wait a
Nice.
minute.
Did you
Randy
win?
Moss? No.
Basketball, Timberwolves, didn't they win one?
No. We won the Twins won in 1987 and 1991. That's it.
Okay.
We just.
You've
Go,
had
sorry,
some
Louis.
piece
The
of
WNBA,
victory.
the Minnesota Lynx have won a bunch.
so did the
nice.
Frost
Oh yeah, the Frost. Our women are great. Men suck.
Is that baseball? Soccer?
hockey.
That would be hockey.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
PWHL. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know. I was testing you.
Oh, well, good. Wow. You're really quick on that. So thank you. I appreciate the keeping us on the straight and narrow. Okay. Thank you, Louis, for the correction. Okay, well, tomorrow night, it's a big Friday Nights with Phil. I can barely wait, and I've been wanting all day to ask you guys, what do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, Dave. Well,
We have a guest.
Yeah, we have a guest. It's going to be great.
Wait, Dave.
Dave,
ask
who'd
Phil
you
who
get?
the guest is. No, I want Phil to know.
No. It's not. This Friday Nights with Phil is Phil's show. So, Dave, go ahead.
I'm actually, it's so funny because I'm like, dang it, I know we have a guest, but I'm trying to remember who it is.
See, it's not so easy, is it?
Wait,
Not so easy.
do you remember who it is, Phil?
Nah, you lined it up. Doesn't matter. We're
know.
going to have a great time. We're going to show
You have
lots
a
of
guest.
cards because cards are the stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. I bought another box of Team Canada. If I don't open it, then I will open it. Wait, if I don't open it until then, I will open it then. I'm not giving the box away, to be clear. It's my box.
I'm a little bit impressed because you've been the most. You've been on that wax hiatus, but this one's kind of sucked you in, huh?
Yeah,
Like you got
third
the bug.
box. Third box. Yeah, it's tough. I
Yeah.
know. Okay. It's I'm a patriotic man. Go on. Yeah, I pour maple syrup all over my body before I open it up. Yeah, then I light a candle. I don't, obviously. That's the syrup I do though.
All right, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
That's okay.
Okay,
swallow.
well, you don't want to miss Friday Nights with Phil tomorrow night on the Gong Show YouTube channel starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And lastly, before we get started, a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, we are a Patreon podcast. What that does mean is we do rely on the support of the good listener and the good watcher like yourself to help us cover show expenses, produce what we hope to be more and better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hobby. You can support our show for as little as $5 US a month. Be one of the first 999 supporters of our show. You get the Future Watch Gonger title. You get access to Discord. And if he ever comes back from the homeland, you get access to Behind the Bench with our guy, Neil, who is in Ireland, getting tattoos, gallivanting. He found the Madigan's bar in Ireland and sent me a picture. My dad
That's
was there last year,
awesome.
too.
Fantastic. Did he get a Madigan tattoo? He's not a real friend if he didn't.
Yeah, he should have. I'm now upset. Thank you for
got a
mentioning
Guinness tattoo. Yeah, so that's good.
At least a T-shirt.
Yeah.
We do other stuff like fantasy hockey, which will be probably gearing up pretty soon already.
Yeah, you got to take out the defending champion right here.
California Dave,
That's right.
who won, but won
settle
nothing
down,
because he's part of the
settle
country.
down.
But I won 40 teams. I took down all 40
You
teams.
told me you did nothing halfway through the season. You're like, I haven't even fielded my team and I keep winning.
What are you talking about?
Uh,
I am
what am I
so
talking
committed. No, you are totally wrong.
But if
No,
I'm
no,
wrong,
no.
you're saying
I
I'm a
am-
liar?
You
You said that.
Phil,
What?
Phil, I take fantasy hockey so serious. I'm not joking.
Yeah, but that
Like,
doesn't. Okay. Okay. Understood.
Every day I am active, searching, revamping my team. I take fantasy
Crying.
hockey very, very seriously.
Could you
You're
imagine
thinking
how
of
good
something
Friday
else.
Nights with Phil would be with guests if he put that much time into that show?
Yeah.
I think Dave pulls through with a lot of guests. What I did learn, I think, when you were in just Minnesota a week or two ago, I didn't realize how big of a fantasy overall how many teams that between all the sports are you like 10 plus teams a year now?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I do a few football, a few hockey, one baseball. The only one I don't run is the one that we have through the Discord that Neil runs. So all the other fantasy leagues I do run. So I've been heavily invested in fantasy sports for like 20 years.
How's
So,
your cornhole league going?
real money?
Some have been money, but basically mostly
You
no.
made the investment statement real strong, but if there's no,
No,
You mean
we
his
were-
time.
it's just for fun. It's just for fun.
Yeah.
why? But you do well in them, right, Dave?
I do very well. In them,
Yeah, well, then you should gamble. You should go do some, bet 365 or something.
just for fun.
Then okay, yeah. Well, just tell me your picks, and we'll do it together.
We'll
Yeah.
go gamble just for fun.
Speaking of gambling, last night we took my daughter, who recently turned 18, less than a month ago, to the casino for the first time. Her grandma's a big casino person. Like, her grandma's kind of mastered the free gift at the casino. So if you go on like Tuesday or Thursday, you get like a new frying pan set or ironing board or I don't know, like a Ferrari. I don't know, whatever. She gets like everything for free at the casino. And I don't think Ava was super interested. She was sort of checked out. We're playing blackjack, and I'm trying to like teach her how to play, and she's just. It was a video one. She was staring at her phone the whole time. Couldn't get her.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
So. Well, back to Patreon. If you want to support our show and talk like this with everybody on Discord, just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com. Search for us. We are the Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description, both YouTube podcast apps and our Instagram and TikTok profiles too. Baba Louie, since our last show, we have 2 new patrons. We'd like to shout them out and praise them and glorify them.
Well, let's glorify Gel SC
Nice. Welcome.
first.
Hello,
South
Joe.
Carolina.
Hello.
Yeah.
And then, here we go. This will be a tough one. B. Bales ad? Oh.
Balasad.
Yeah.
B.
Balasad.
Balasad.
Balasad?
Yeah.
I think we nailed it.
Something like that.
Good job, boys. All right, Louie, what's the game plan?
Well, the game plan is starting off with get to know your Hall of Famers. After that, we had a wonderful, well, 2 of us had a wonderful conversation with the Theo Fleury. After that, it's hobby news. Then it's the most anticipated
Today's the
California
day, Davey
games.
boy.
It's the day. No turn.
top 5 favorite PC
Okay.
cards.
Yeah, better be good.
And then we're going to touch on, in our new product releases area, the best current hobby box values right now. And finish
According
up
to
with
me.
a personal pickup.
Thank you, Louie. We'll kick off today's show with the Get to Know Your Hall of Famer series. It's where we're profiling and learning about every Hockey Hall of Fame player who was ever elected to the HOF. We started with the first Hall of Fame class in 1945 and have since been working our way to the present day. Today we are on the second player from the class of 1982, Yvon Cournoyer. And I always struggle to say his name. I could say it 1,000 times and I have to stop. I don't know why. It trips me
It's like
up.
think of dinner. Like corn. Why?
Why? Hey. Oh, Canadian dinner.
Yeah.
Cornwall.
Say it, Dave.
Cornwall.
Yeah, there you go. An honorary Canadian, California.
David.
Good job. I don't know why this southern.
When he's fairly active in modern sets too. So this is a good one, I think, for us all to learn more about.
I met him like 5 years ago, like right after COVID, one of the very first events in Ottawa. Like nobody showed up. It was good. I felt sad as poop, but there was like 35 people at the whole shebang, and Cournoyer was there with wasn't Robinson, so another Hab. I don't remember. I'm sorry, but I shook his hand, firm handshake, beautiful tan on the man, great grandpa features. Yeah, man, legend, walking legend, big chest on him. Yeah, bravado.
He's got a good auto too. I got a few of his autos.
He's an absolute beauty. Yeah.
All right. Yvon
Well,
Surge.
hold on.
Oh.
The best part about it was Phil didn't have to look up to him. He could look straight across into his eyes.
Oh.
You'll get it in a minute.
Short joke. Short joke.
No, I didn't hear it. It was. I didn't.
He said he
hear it.
didn't have to look up to him.
You look straight across.
Yeah.
Okay. Yvon Surge Cournoyer was born in 1943 in Drummondville, Quebec. 82 years young. Thankfully, of course, still with us today. He was a left shot, left wing, played hockey at 5'7", 172 pounds. In a professional career that lasted from 1963 until 1978, played for one team only, the Montreal Canadiens. In 968 career NHL games, Cournoyer scored 428 goals, added 435 assists for 863 points with 255 penalty minutes. In 147 career postseason games, he produced 64 goals, 127 points with 47 penalty minutes. He was a 4-time NHL second All-Star team selection, won the Conn Smythe Trophy in 1973 as the postseason MVP, and most importantly, won once or twice, or maybe 10-time Stanley Cup champion. That's it.
10 times.
I guess. After his playing career ended, Cournoyer spent time coaching roller hockey in Montreal, inline hockey, whatever you guys call it. Was an assistant coach for the Canadiens for one season during 96-97, and then has also served as an ambassador for the Montreal Canadiens organization. Why you should care about Yvon Cournoyer. He grew up again in Drummondville, Quebec, and from the beginning, his game was built around skating. Well, that's good because he played hockey. He got his first pair of skates at 7, worked at a local rink partly because it gave him more ice time. It strengthened his legs by shoveling snow off outdoor rinks. By the time he was 18, his thighs had become so muscular that he needed specially tailored hockey pants just to fit over them. That's kind of wild.
That's crazy.
Cournoyer was small even by the standards of his era, at only about 5'7" as an adult, and he heard constantly that he was too small to play at higher levels. He later remembered a coach looking at him and deciding he didn't appear big enough. Cournoyer's response was basically, try me. He said criticism about his size actually motivated him because proving people wrong felt like a good fight to make it to the top. His famous shot was developed through one of the more unusual training methods you'll hear about. Cournoyer's father was a machinist. Yvon made steel pucks and gradually increased the weight, roughly 10 ounces all the way up to around a pound.
Whoa.
He would shoot them every day, alternating left and right-handed shots. After firing those chunks of steel around, an ordinary 6-ounce hockey puck felt incredibly light, helping Cournoyer develop a surprisingly powerful wrist shot for such a small player. Before reaching the Canadiens, Cournoyer absolutely destroyed junior hockey. In his final season with the Montreal Junior Canadiens in 1963-64, he had 63 goals and 111 points in 53 games, then added 19 goals in 17 playoff games. Montreal gave him a 5-game NHL audition that same season, and all he did was score 4 goals in those 5 games.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe he had the flu or something.
Yeah. Despite that instant scoring success, Toe Blake was not convinced Cournoyer was ready to play a regular NHL shift. Blake worried about his defensive game and checking abilities. So early in his career, Cournoyer became almost a power play specialist. It was a strange existence. He was talented enough to score against NHL goaltenders, but not yet trusted enough to play significant minutes at even strength. Rather than sulk, he became devastating with the man advantage. One of his first huge NHL moments came in Game 7 of the 1965 Stanley Cup Final against Chicago. With Montreal leading 2-0, Cournoyer took a pass from Dick Duff in the neutral zone, exploded down the right side, past Moose Vasco. God, we don't have cool names like this.
I know. Those are awesome.
Cut across the front of the net and beat Hall of Famer Glenn Hall. Montreal won 4-0, and Cournoyer had his first Stanley Cup. It was an early glimpse of the formula that would define his career. Get him moving through neutral ice, and suddenly the defense was chasing him. The nickname Roadrunner came directly from that speed. Sports Illustrated writer Mark Mulvoy has been credited with attaching the cartoon-inspired nickname to Cournoyer early in his career. And Cournoyer joked that once somebody called him that, he suddenly had to live up to it. The comparison worked because he was small, incredibly quick, and seemed to disappear from defenders with the puck. Writer Stan Fischler later described his offensive arsenal as roadrunner speed, maneuverability, and high velocity shot. There was also some equipment behind that extraordinary speed. Cournoyer credited longer skate blades with helping him generate it, but the real engine was those enormously powerful legs. Jean Beliveau, who had played with Maurice Richard and many of the fastest players of the original Six era, once compared Cournoyer with the Rocket, and observed that Richard could suddenly shift from fast to very fast, while Cournoyer simply skated very fast all the time.
That's a
Big compliment.
comparison. Yeah, big compliment.
Gump Worsley had perhaps the best perspective on how difficult Cournoyer was to handle because he experienced him both ways. First as his Canadiens teammate and later as opposing goalie with Minnesota. Worsley said his shot, skating, everything about him is full speed. Then he asked the obvious question of facing a goaltender. How do you stop anyone like that? Even while Blake limited his even strength minutes, Cournoyer's power play production became absurd. In 1965-66, 16 of his 18 goals came on the power play. The next season, he scored 25 goals and led the entire NHL with 20 of those being on the power play. Eventually, his improved defensive play forced Blake to give him a regular shift alongside the much larger Jean Beliveau and John Ferguson. Cournoyer's size made him an obvious target for intimidation, particularly against Boston. He remembered Bruins defenseman Ted Green greeting him around the net with threats like, "I'm going to chop your head off."
Get over here.
That's subtle. Cournoyer's philosophy was that NHL players couldn't allow themselves to be frightened by that stuff. His preferred retaliation was simple: score goals and keep scoring them. He wasn't a fighter by nature, but he even took boxing lessons in the summer of 1970 so opponents would know he couldn't simply be bullied. Opponents noticed the change. After Montreal upset the heavily favored defending champion Bruins in the 1971 playoffs, Boston's Derek Sanderson said, "You can't scare Cournoyer off the puck anymore. He showed me a lot of courage in that series." Ken Dryden remembered the same quality differently. Cournoyer actually seemed to enjoy being challenged physically. Dryden recalled seeing him get flattened, bounce immediately back to his feet with a huge smile, and essentially react as though he couldn't wait to do it again.
It's ridiculous
Okay.
hockey back then. Yeah.
Once Claude Ruel replaced Toe Blake in 1968, Cournoyer was finally unleashed as a full-time offensive star. In the 1968-69 season, he exploded for 43 goals, 44 assists, and 87 points, leading Montreal in both goals and points while helping the Canadiens win another Stanley Cup. It was the first clear demonstration of what his numbers could look like when he wasn't being treated primarily as a specialty player. But he had to have been one of the first power play specialist guys. I don't remember.
He's so zippy. I mean, how could he
That's
not
what it
be,
sounds
right?
like.
Like
Yeah.
he can just quarterback that perfectly. Players that started their career, when you said Derek Sanderson, he's another player who I believe started in the mid 60s. They're hockey cards. So you get the big sideburns, you get that innocent 60s, greasers kind of, and then you can still get hockey cards of them in the 80s, which is, it feels like generations apart, multiple generations apart. 20 years now, it's nothing. The hockey card, 06, 07, they're almost the same haircuts in a weird way. And
It doesn't feel as different from a 2026 card. You're right.
every 10 years back then meant something, right? And it was identifiable. And the hockey cards show it. Oh man, cards really bring a lot of different aspects into it, eh? Look at this conversation it sparked here. It's great.
Cournoyer's skating could almost be demoralizing for defenders because one bad step ended the play. Chicago rookie defenseman John Marks discovered that during the 1973 Stanley Cup Final and told Sports Illustrated, "One step and Cournoyer is gone." Marks thought he'd be able to skate with him after surviving the Rangers in the previous round, but said Cournoyer was different. He just disappears you. His scoring consistency during his prime was remarkable. Cournoyer scored at least 25 goals in 11 consecutive seasons, topped 44 times, and peaked with 47 goals in 1971-72. Journalist Burt Raymond described his game as pure inspiration and speed and said there really wasn't a game plan for somebody like him. You gave him the puck and couldn't always predict what would happen next, but trusted he would make something happen. Then came the 1972 Summit Series, which Cournoyer considered one of the most important experiences of his entire life. Before Game 1 in Montreal, he admitted to Canadiens teammate Frank Mahovlich that he was genuinely nervous because Canadians knew almost nothing about the Soviets. Cournoyer told them, "I'm going to war and I don't even know my enemy." Canada expected to dominate, but the Soviets' conditioning and puck movement stunned them 7-3 Game 1 loss. Cournoyer played all 8 games of the Summit Series and finished with 3 goals, 2 assists, and only 2 penalty minutes. His first goal was enormous. In Game 2 in Toronto, Brad Park found him near the offensive blue line, and Cournoyer blew wide around massive Soviet defenseman Alexander Ragulin before beating Vladislav Tretiak through the 5-hole. It became the winning goal in Canada's 4-1 victory, Canada's first win in the series, and it was one of the purest demonstrations of the Roadrunner speed on an international stage. With Canada on the brink in Moscow, Cournoyer delivered again. Canada entered Game 6 trailing badly in the series, and Cournoyer scored during the comeback before Paul Henderson scored the winner only 15 seconds later. Cournoyer later explained that from that point forward, Canada treated every game like an elimination game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. One shift, one period, one game at a time. Canada won Game 6 and 7 to force everything into Game 8. Game 8 became one of the defining moments of Canadian sports history, and Cournoyer was right in the middle of it. Canada trailed 5-3 entering the third period. Phil Esposito scored to make it 5-4, and at 12:56, Cournoyer scored the tying goal to make it 5-5. That goal is sometimes lost underneath what happened next, but without Cournoyer's equalizer, Canada could not simply win the series with one more goal. With 34 seconds remaining, Paul Henderson scored the most famous goal in Canadian hockey history, and one of the first players he reached was Cournoyer. Henderson leaped into his arms, creating one of the iconic photographs from the Summit Series. Henderson later joked he worried he might have broken Cournoyer's back by jumping on him. Cournoyer laughed that Henderson wasn't nearly as heavy as the Stanley Cup and remembered, boy, that's a flex, huh?
Yeah.
And remembered repeatedly yelling, "We did it, we did it."
That's awesome.
Cournoyer later said winning the Summit Series meant even more emotionally than people might have expected from a man who won 10 Stanley Cups. He said he dreamed about the Stanley Cup as a child and hated losing it, but added he would have lived miserably forever if Canada had lost in 1972. He remembered the feeling after Game 8 not primarily as joy, but as relief. The players were exhausted and understood how much had been riding on the outcome. Just months after the Summit Series came arguably the greatest NHL postseason of Cournoyer's career. In the 1973 playoffs, he scored 15 goals and had 25 points in just 17 games, leading the postseason in both goals and points and helping Montreal defeat Chicago for the Stanley Cup. His 15 playoff goals established an NHL record at the time, and he was awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as a playoff MVP. Cournoyer characteristically appreciated the individual honor but cared much more about having another Stanley Cup. The 1973 final also showed how helpless even NHL caliber's defenders could feel against him. John Marks, "He just disappears on you" quote came during that series, and Cournoyer backed it up by repeatedly turning Chicago's defense. He eventually scored his 15th goal of the playoffs in the cup-clinching Game 6 for a player who had entered the NHL with coaches questioning whether he could defend well enough to earn a regular shift. He was now officially the most valuable player of the Stanley Cup playoffs. When Henri Richard retired, the Canadiens players voted on their next captain, and Cournoyer was the unanimous choice. He had learned leadership firsthand from Jean Beliveau, who had been his road roommate and mentor, Réjean Houle, and Cournoyer had a gift for recognizing when teammates had problems and helping clear their minds, while Ken Dryden said he possessed the essential requirement for a Montreal captain: total respect for everyone, the coach, the players, and the management. Cournoyer said becoming captain made him play harder than he ever had before. In his first season wearing the C in 1975-76, he scored 32 goals and led the NHL with 12 game-winning goals.
Wow.
Then captain, yeah, it's crazy.
He's
Then
the best. Oh, I love him. Go on. Sorry.
Then captain Montreal to the Stanley Cup. The Canadiens were entering the great Scotty Bowman dynasty years, and even on a roster filled with emerging stars like Guy Lafleur, Larry Robinson, Steve Shutt, and Ken Dryden, the veteran Roadrunner remained the player his teammates had unanimously chosen to lead them. Eventually, the one opponent Cournoyer couldn't outrun was his own back. A damaged disc pressed against a nerve causing severe pain, eventually requiring surgery and forcing him to miss the entire 1977 playoffs. He came back in 77-78, playing 68 games and scored 7 goals in 15 playoff games as Montreal won another Stanley Cup, but the back deteriorated again. Another operation followed, and his final season was limited to 15 games. Former teammate Doug Risebrough probably summarized Cournoyer best: "I never met a man who enjoyed playing more than Yvon." Risebrough remembered that huge smile appearing even when Cournoyer scored in practice. By the end, Cournoyer had played in 968 NHL games for Montreal, scored 428 goals, 863 points, added 64 playoff goals, and had been part of 10 Stanley Cup championships, one fewer than Henri Richard's NHL record.
He's the man, Yvon. Yeah, right on. I didn't know he was the. Maybe I did at some point. He was in the famous Canadian picture with Paul Henderson. I didn't know that was him. He's not in the Hall of Fame. When I was a kid, that was the biggest. When you're a kid and you hear old man grumblings, that was top 3 all the time. Paul Henderson's not in the Hall of Fame. He shouldn't be. He should be. He shouldn't be. 50-50, right? You never hear that conversation anymore. Very rarely. Yeah. But I don't think he should be. but my brain says no. My heart says yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you look at his resume, and like I said, he's still, I think, been in very recent hockey card sets, and maybe you open up a box and you get a Yvon Cournoyer auto, and you're like, oh, cool. Probably with nobody really, not many people realizing just how good he was or the impact that he had.
Well, I'm happy. If I pack full the Cournoyer, absolutely.
On the NHL. So
he's in the Outburst, silver.
Nice.
Man,
Oh yeah, I have one of him. Yep. So there's a gold one out there too, somewhere for you, Phil.
I want the Robinson. So Savage Cards has the 101 Larry Robinson vertical. I don't want the horizontal. There's a horizontal one out there. I want the vertical. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Let's take a look really quick at the Yvon Cournoyer hobby market. His rookie card is in the 1965 top set. Card number is 76. PSA 8 is the highest publicly selling copy. Sold for $1,550 in May of 2022. Now, the highest selling overall card is from the 1966 Topps USA Test Set. Not the greatest picture, I would say.
No, not at all.
Card number 13. PSA 8 grade sold for $5,100 USD in April 2026. I kind of wonder if this is our guy, Justin Silver, who won the PSA Registry Award for this set. And
Maybe. A little
Oh, yeah, probably.
yeah, a little bit overexposed. You're right, Phil.
Got a little poltergeist to it, doesn't it?
It's got something.
I don't watch
No
scary
way,
movies.
Joshua wouldn't know. He didn't.
No.
Yeah,
No.
maybe.
I'm scared.
It is like one of the hallmarks of the 1966 USA Test Set too is that bottom border where it's kind of like a box bottom card, right? Where a lot of it seems like a miscut
That's the bottom
card.
that's the bottom of the sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems miscut, but it's really not. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
One more Plain Days card, and we'll look at a modern card. The Plain Days card is a 1969 O-Pee-Chee card number 221. But this is interesting. It's a second team all-star card. We don't look at too many of these. Highest selling copy is a PSA 9. Sold for $699 in April 2019. And then I picked a modern card, and it's from the 2009 Canadiens Centennial set.
Oh, nice.
It's a AKA autographs out of 25 with the Roadrunner inscription. Very cool card. Sold for a pretty big number. $879 is the top sale USD in December of 2023.
Yeah, those are crazy. I just bought the Belleville off of Doghouse for like a lot.
Yeah, that inscription doubled the price of that card for sure.
Yeah.
Those are. I saw someone in person buy a Yuppie numbered. Yuppie's the mascot. Well, he's actually an Expos mascot. Don't get me started, but he's the Canadians mascot now, and he paid $500 cash. Yeah, I saw it right in front of me. Yeah, it was like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, because he couldn't believe it. He said it out loud. I can't believe it. His kid was with him because he's trying to finish the set. They're hardcore, man. So if you need this card, that I think this is a steal. I think this is a steal for that card. This card could hit $2,000, no problem. Yeah. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Wow. Okay, that kid's your Hockey Hall of Famer, Yvon Cournoyer. Very
cool.
Very good one, I think.
When you were talking about his thighs, it reminded me. I actually saw Dustin Brown once in real life, and he was wearing a pair of blue jeans. He was out, with his wife and his kids or whatever, and I couldn't stop staring at his jeans.
Check him out, eh? Yeah, man, respect too. Yeah,
it was like Incredible Hulk. It looked like his thighs and his butt, like the jeans were about to explode. They like fit him great everywhere else, but the biggest thighs and butt I have ever seen on a guy that size. It was crazy. I was just like enamored.
They say Crosby's got a big caboose on him. You could put a beer on it or something. A lot of his teammates making jokes like, "Get over here, Sid," and put the beer down.
I mean, it's the muscle you work the most, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways.
Well, boys, Theoren Fleury will be signing autographs at the upcoming Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience next month in Saskatoon. We were grateful to have the opportunity to chat with him the other day about cards, the importance of a great autograph, the amazing players he played with, and of course, and then his case for the Hockey Hall of Fame. We hope you enjoy our conversation with Theo Fleury. Well, some big news. Theo Fleury will be at the September Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience signing autographs on Sunday, September 27th. You can purchase your tickets for Theo to sign your cards or other memorabilia at saskcardexp.ca right now. Welcome to the Gong Show, Theo. Great to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When you're signing for fans and they they want an inscription to go along with their autograph, what's the most common inscription that they ask for from you? Is there one that comes to mind?
No, not really. I just use my whatever. I think you guys are all aware of my story that I have and I carry with me everywhere I go. I always put "Don't quit before the miracle," Theo Fleury.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing. That's a great piece of advice, right? For overcoming and perseverance. And one of my kids would roll their eyes at this, but one of the things that I tell them a lot is I like the 10-90 rule. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% what you do about it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And
well, it's, adversity, obviously builds, resilience. And, at the end of the day, that's the gift of the whole entire exercise is, you face adversity, at certain points in your life. And the reason why that happens is to build resilience in you. And then once you have the gift of resilience, then, there isn't really anything, you can overcome, and it's been a crazy sort of ride, but, a ride that, I would take again because, at the end of the day, I've received so many gifts from struggle and pain and suffering that, and I, that's the lesson I guess we need to, to learn. And unfortunately nowadays, the kids that are coming up, they don't have a whole lot of resilience and you can see the results of that, all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Theoren, when a little bit off topic, but back to the autograph. Your autograph, like your personality is very dynamic. I get similar labels, I'm sure. Very rocket ship, right? Controlled chaos, sometimes not controlled. Your autograph is the most consistent. You have not changed it. You have for 30 years, dude. You've had the same autograph. If there's a big window in a hockey card and a hockey player doesn't fill it, we bitch and complain.
Right.
You recognize you are an excellent. Josh, help me out here. What a good.
Well, he has an excellent signature. And just before we get your comments, to piggyback on what Phil's saying, is as we know with technology, and I have an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. Phil has an 18-year-old. Our kids aren't taught handwriting anymore. Right. So you look at the new rookies that are coming out and their autographs are terrible. They don't know how to sign their name.
Yeah. Well, what did we have back in the day? We had Atari. You remember Atari?
Yeah. Of course. Alienoid. Yeah.
Boop,
wasn't that exciting?
That was it. So I had a lot of time on my hands. And so, I don't know if I was manifesting or whatever, but I just started signing my name and eventually came up with the the autograph that I use every day and you know what, I've had so many comments from people like, you have the best autograph. It's so cool. Like, how did you learn how to do that?
Unique, right? Like Patrick Waugh, one of your colleagues, he has a very unique autograph and you can, it's so recognizable anywhere in the world. Same with yours. You have are you aware? Sorry, Josh, I know you have a plan.
No,
I never do. Are you aware of your following in the hockey card market for your autos? You have, just like you, small and mighty. Right. I'm not tall. I'm a shorter man as well, but I speak like I'm 7 feet tall, like you.
Right. Yes.
Your following in hockey cards matches your on ice play, like your '87 World Junior. Maybe I shouldn't bring that up, but boom.
Oh yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
strong punch, man. And like, are you aware of that, or do you have people come up to you and say they're big
Well,
collectors?
I'm not aware of it until I go to actual card shows
Okay.
and see people. I've had some incredible meetings with Theo Fleury fans. That they say, or they all have a story about why they
Yeah.
sort of follow me and buy all my autographs and stuff. But here's the one thing that I got this perspective very early on in my hockey career, and without the fans, there is no us, right? There really isn't us, because without you guys buying tickets and jerseys and hockey cards and you name it, there really isn't us, or there isn't the NHL, right? And so I've always made a point of signing absolutely every single thing that's put in front of me, because I just have a certain loyalty to the fans of the game, and it's the fans of the game that sort of gave me the life that I had and I have now. And what kids don't realize, or the kids that are playing now don't realize, is that there's a family that's sitting in the second deck at the Calgary Flames games, and that particular dad or mom spent 2 weeks salary to be at that game, right? From the gas to the tickets to the hotel to the meals to like, it all adds up. And at the end of the day, a family of four that comes to the Saddle Dome, that's basically a 2 week salary after taxes. And what these kids don't understand is that that little guy that's sitting in the stands with his parents, like, you're his idol. And so you can't go out that night and sort of not perform, because we are entertainers and we provide entertainment, and that's our job to do that. And when you're really good at it, they pay you a lot of money. But if the stands are empty, you don't get to have the life that you have.
I saw you gave a similar message to the Utah when you did a trip with you. You gave a great locker room speech to the Utah youth there, and that was excellent, man.
Yeah, because people don't realize, the young guys that are coming into the game, they don't realize how important you guys are to what we do. And now that now that I'm retired, now is my opportunity to say thanks to everybody that's supported this great game that we play.
You follow Matthew Schaefer? I'm sure, obviously, what a stud that kid is, eh?
Yeah, he's awesome.
His autograph, Theoren, when he came out, was a scribble, right? That's the new issue right now.
We call it the scribble era.
All of a sudden, his cards, and you can draw a line on a date. His cards have a better, different, simple signature. So there's a rumor, a veteran had a big talking with him, kind of like this, in the same vein that we're talking right now, right?
I'm guessing it was Brian Chache.
I thought it was Patrick Waugh.
No, I know who it is, but I can't say. But I'm glad you brought up Brian, because I was actually going to ask you about him. So we had the opportunity to have Brian on our show too, and Brian said that at some point early in his career, he was at a signing in New York and was put at a table right next to Mickey Mantle.
Yeah,
and one of the piece of advice that Mickey gave him was to put care into your signature.
Yeah,
that it's very meaningful for people. And to Phil's point about your auto, it looks like that you have always put, you didn't just scribble and move on and try to get over with it. You take the time to do it properly and consistently. Was there someone that gave you similar advice, or is that just something that you kind of adapted on your own?
Well, I've had an opportunity to hang around with the greatest players of our game, and I'm very observant guy, like, I'm really in tune with my surroundings. It's probably a gift I got from being traumatized as a kid, but I pay attention. And when I saw Mario sign an autograph, you could totally see that it was Mario Lemieux. Wayne Gretzky, you could totally see that it was Wayne Gretzky. Mark Messier, the same thing. And Brian Trottier is like my idol.
Oh, nice.
He's an amazing human being.
We met.
Him and I are both Métis people,
Yeah.
and we have a very huge love of music. We've performed together. He plays, I sing, and
You gotta be kidding me right now. Are
oh,
you
yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want an invite to the next one
Yeah.
there. I'll play keyboard.
And,
Eddie Van Halen.
And obviously growing up as an 80s kind of kid, like I was a massive New York Islanders fan, like the biggest New York Islanders fan ever. And in my hometown of Russell, Manitoba, I convinced our team that we should wear the colors of the New York Islanders. And so
Let's go.
for many years, we were the kind of the Russell Islanders, and love those guys. And then when I was retired, we used to do this cross Canada tour called the Legends Tour. And I got to play with Clark Gillies and Brian Trottier and Bobby Bourne and Billy Smith. And I was just like, I was in awe of being, in that dressing room. So it was really cool.
I know bouncing around everywhere. I can't help it. You love the Islanders. So I hope I'm right on the Pierre Turgeon was on your 87 team. Was he not?
Yeah.
He was an Islander. Did you ever keep in touch with him? He was one of the most underrated players I've ever seen play live, Theoren.
Yeah, he was really good. And he was the only guy that didn't participate in the brawl.
You started it.
He stood on the bench.
Well,
No, you know what? That is the worst rumor.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Correct me.
Because it's kind of like guilt by association because I was that kind of player.
Yeah.
But it was actually Everett Sanapass that started the brawl. And I don't know. Do you remember Everett Sanapass?
I know
he was a first rounder to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay.
And what happened was we had a face-off in the corner in our zone, and Everett and this Russian guy were like yelling back and forth. One guy speaking Russian, one guy speaking English. I'm like, what the hell are these guys talking about? And then all of a sudden, Everett just reached back and just drilled this Russian guy right in the face, and then we kind of all went over there, and I got cross-checked from behind, and then my guy cross-checked the Russian guy from behind, and then next thing you know, there's a line brawl happening, and we all got paired off, and then I kind of got away from my guy, and I looked up, and both benches were coming at us, and it was like a yard sale.
Yeah.
Gloves, sticks, helmets flying everywhere, fists flying everywhere.
What'd you do?
We brawled for about 45 minutes, and
when
then
the
they turned the
lights
lights off. And,
Yeah.
it was insane. It was insane. But what people don't realize is in the Western Hockey League at that time, there was either a bench clearing brawl or a line brawl every single night for 72 games a year.
That's
So
great.
it wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't something that we weren't used to.
Do you remember Simmer? Chris Simpson. He was your goalie in
John Simpson.
John Simpson. I'm sorry, not Chris Simpson. I always get that.
Yes.
Sean Simpson. He passed last summer.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's from Ottawa. That was a big hit here.
Yeah.
I'm from Ottawa. Sorry, I should have mentioned
okay.
that. Yeah. He was a local legend. Rest easy, man. I love that man. He very sorely missed, but he was a beauty for sure.
Yeah, he was a great guy. Yeah, had an opportunity to play with him. So yeah, it was.
What a character, eh? Like so outgoing, and oh man, what a guy.
Yeah, and he was a great media personality for a long time in Ottawa.
it was
a great job. Did a great job. I obviously been on his show a few times.
Yeah, I've heard you a few times.
Yeah.
Going back to like your love of the Islanders and Trottier, did you collect cards at all as a kid? Was that okay?
Yeah.
What type of collection did you have? Do you still have any of those cards from your childhood today?
I don't have any of those cards, but obviously I had the sticker books and, you name it, I had everything. And unfortunately my parents moved from Russell and so I'm sure all that stuff kind of got, somewhere. So I'm sure there's, a few Gretzky rookie cards.
Reach out to them, man. I know we know people. Reach out to them.
Yeah, that story is very well told, and that's why these cards are worth so much. Parents had no idea; they thought it was junk, and they threw it away, and it turns out it wasn't. So, but again, maybe that's part of it. Do you remember seeing the first Theo Fleury NHL hockey card?
Oh yeah,
it was in his book. Yeah.
We were in Toronto and it was morning skate. I was just running to the bus and some kid was like, "Hey, would you sign your card, hockey card?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, your new card, your first card came out, And I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my God, I made it. It's there." It's like, that's when you've kind of made it, is when you have your.
It's a great passage in the book. I highly recommend anybody just get the book for that. Just for that. The way it was written, Theoren, is excellent.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. And now I think I'm up to 4,000 different cards or something stupid.
Oh yeah.
Josh,
it's crazy. Yeah.
The rookies today, just rookie cards, because there's so many more cards produced. I think when Connor Bedard in 2023 during his sort of rookie class of products for that year had something like over 10,000 different just rookie cards alone.
Wow.
So
you have one.
Yeah.
You just have one.
Do you like your rookie card?
Love it. I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
No, some players
it's like
don't.
so 80s, man.
Yeah.
It's like so retro.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah. Love it.
Well, I'm glad you. I'm glad you do. Did you collect a lot? I know you have some memorabilia, some jerseys behind you on the wall there. Did you collect a lot of memorabilia from your career, or because a lot of players we've talked to from your era, they say that, holy crap, had we known what this stuff would be worth today, I would have been stealing Mario Lemieux's jersey and Gretzky's jersey, or keeping my own stuff too.
Yeah, I have every single jersey I've ever worn, right? And
that's awesome.
Packed. They're all packed nicely, and they're in boxes and garment boxes, right? So I have that, and then
the team let you take them. They didn't care back then, or
well, you were allowed to have one of your jerseys every year. Cool. So obviously, right behind me is the '89 one, and then there's the '91 Canada Cup.
Yeah,
and then there's the Olympic jersey right there.
That's 02, eh? Salt Lake. Yeah, baby. That's the pinnacle of your career, according to your
those are the three most iconic jerseys that I've ever worn for, in my career. But I have every All-Star game, which is all 7 of them. I played for Canada 10 times in my career. So I played under 17, under 18,
that's crazy, man.
2 World Juniors, 2 World Championships, 2 World Cups of hockey, and 2 Olympic Games. And I have all those 10 jerseys. So
has anyone offered you on the Salt Lake City?
Oh yeah. People are always offering me, but collectors, they lowball you and whatever, and I'm just like, I'll just wait 10 years.
I'm giving it to my friend Phil in Ottawa for free, and that's what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, right. The what we call that is the not for sale price. You just give people you're not for $20 million. You can have it.
Well, some guy offered me $50,000 for this one.
That's it? What a loser.
Yeah, I was like,
no. 7 figures minimum. You're lucky it's not 8.
Yeah. So, and then I have a beautiful case that has all my championship rings and
real ones, Josh.
Yeah, Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame, Alberta Sports Hall of Fame, Alberta Hockey Hall of Fame. All those ones too. So, and then my World Junior gold medal, my Olympic gold medal. Yeah, so it's kind of.
You still in Calgary? You still?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right, I'm still here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they give out rings for when you won the Stanley Cup in '89, or were they not doing that then?
Yeah, we got one. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
Do you ever wear it, or is it?
No,
It's a little gaudy, eh? That's
what I always tell people, the last thing in the process of winning, they give you a ring, right?
Yeah.
And what I always got addicted to was the process of winning.
yeah.
Oh, I
Right.
like that.
And what people, and the reason why I'm still busy is people want me to come and speak about, those experiences of winning, right?
Yeah.
From start to finish. And so that to me is way more important than, the actual ring, is that the memories and stories, that I have and I carry with me, those experiences, that's what's more meaningful than, the actual symbol of, winning. Right.
I want to. Oh,
Oh,
go ahead, John.
just one quick question, Phil, because it ties on to the win. It's
All right.
the question I've been wanting maybe to ask you the most is, you were fortunate enough and blessed enough to win the Stanley Cup, but very early into your
Yeah.
career. And do you
Yeah.
think you appreciated it, like what it takes and the significance of winning the Stanley Cup, being just basically months into your NHL career?
I definitely appreciate it now, but at the time, we had great teams in Calgary, right? And once you get a taste of one, then you want two, then you want three, then it's part of your legacy, right? And so what's really crazy is, I played 15 years in the NHL. My first year in the league, I won a Stanley Cup, and the closest I got after that was when I went to Colorado and we lost in Game 7 to Dallas in the conference finals. So, so yeah, definitely appreciate it a lot more now than I did at the time. But at the time, you're pursuing, more and more opportunities to win that thing.
One more quick follow-up question, then you can go, Phil. So are you a guy, even now at this point, where you can reflect on this, are you a guy that still, it's the sting of defeat is still, burns heavier than the thrill of victory, or
Oh,
do
yeah.
you appreciate the
Yeah.
victories more?
No, well, I appreciate both. Obviously in my life, I've, learned way more from losing than I ever did winning, right? Winning's kind of easy when you think about it. Had a lot of heartbreak, played in 5 Game 7s in my career and only won one, and that was the 1989 first round series against Vancouver, where they took us to overtime. And, if Vernie doesn't make 3 unbelievable saves in overtime, I don't have a Stanley Cup, right? So, and then, we lost to Vancouver, Pavel Bure. We were up 3-1 in that series, lost 3 consecutive overtime games, and Vancouver went to the finals that year, right? Lost to San Jose in 7 games. What was the other one? Lost to Edmonton in 91, probably the greatest series ever played in the history of our game. We lost that one in overtime. And then when I was in Colorado, obviously lost to Dallas in Game 7 of the conference final. So, it's such a fine line, winning and losing.
You
And,
mentioned Bure. He played less than 20 games, I think, with the Rangers when you were there. But do you, on that same year, you shared a locker room with Lindros, Messier, and Pavel Bure. How, what can you, was that surreal, or are they just call, like, at this point, are they just like, hey, Pavel, how's it going? Like,
yeah.
Oh man, that's
I think
who was faster? You were
time,
Pavel Bure in your prime.
yeah.
Can you
Who's
beat him?
faster? You or Bure? Yeah.
like the only time I was ever in awe of any situation was probably 2002 Olympics when I walked into the dressing room and I looked around, at all the name bars.
Yeah.
And I was looking for, where am I sitting? So I saw my name bar. I looked to the right. Oh, I'm sitting beside Mario. And then on the left, I'm sitting beside Joe Sakic. And I go, what the hell am I doing here?
Just like, I think there's a mistake. I'm going to leave.
And that was probably the only time I was ever in awe of,
What was
the
Lindros
situation.
like? Like, was he a quieter guy or so? I'm just so
No,
curious.
he was a really good dude, like massive, huge.
He's a
great-
big man, right?
Oh,
Like,
huge guy, you know.
like he could kill us if he wanted to, right?
We, me, him, and Mike York had a little bit of a run there in New York. You know, we played together as a line. They called us the Fly Line, Fleury, Lindros, and York. We were called the
amazing.
Fly Line. And I think, geez, well, all three of us made the Olympics, right, that year.
Yeah.
And when we went to Salt Lake, I think all three of us were in the top 10 in scoring in the NHL that
You had
that
a great
year.
tournament.
So, yeah, it was.
Every game you played was just very good, man. It was.
Well, I always prided myself in the bigger the game, the better I played. You know, where, you know, I didn't really feel pressure. You know, I just saw it as a really great opportunity to, you know, to sort of solidify legacy and, you know, all those things. I never got nervous or nothing, you know, just kind of was able to really focus in on the task and what needed to be done. And yeah, so it was.
Did you boys bond over that? Like, is that, I mean, what a magic.
Yeah. You know, the guys that I won with,
yeah,
you know, I can call those guys at 4:00 in the morning and say, "Hey, my car's broke down. Come and help me." And you know, they would be there for me. But the guys I didn't win with, I've never had really a close, you know, relationship or tie to. Maybe with the exception of Sandy McCarthy. You know, he's probably my greatest friend that I've ever had in hockey. And when I was in New York. You know, he's the reason why I made the Olympic team, you know, because that year we roomed together, the year of the Olympics, and he made sure that, you know, after games we weren't going out to bars and we weren't drinking, and we, you know, he basically stayed sober with me the whole entire time, and you know, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, it's important to have friends that are good influences on you and that elevate you to the best of yourself. I mean, we all have a lot of friends that are fun and that we like to hang out with, but probably aren't the best for, you know, that get us into a little bit of trouble. So it's amazing that you had somebody like that. I didn't get the answer, though. I kind of want to know, do you think you could have beat Bure in a race?
No.
Okay.
That wasn't my game. My game was more
Quickness?
East-west instead of north-south. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I was really good on my edges where Pavel had that, you know, just breakaway
rocket ship,
you know,
right?
speed,
rocket.
you know.
Yeah.
Then I had to work really hard to score my goals, you know. Obviously I was ultra talented, but being the size that I was, you know, it was, you know,
you fought
like
for
this is a great story. So I used to run a hockey school in Calgary and in my hometown of Russell for about 15 years. And I used to take the kids and we'd sit in a semicircle around the net. And I say, you see that blue paint there? I go, there's bags and bags and bags of money in there. But I go, guess what? It hurts to go in there. You know?
Good, man.
Because back in the day, you know, cross-checking and, you know, all that stuff was kind of, but, you know, the way the game was played in sort of that dead puck era, like that's where you made your money was right there, you know?
Do you think your skill set would have fit super well in today's game? Is there a part of you that wishes you could kind of, you know, be 22 and lace them up today?
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to see how it would do, but I always tell people I love the era that I played in. I think the greatest amount of superstars to ever play the game was, you know, in our era, right?
Yeah.
You know? And,
well, when I was
everybody like loses their mind when, you know, Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews comes along, and I go, every team had two of those guys when I was playing, right? You know, or sometimes 4, 5, 6, like, you know, the 89 Stanley Cup team, like when it's all said and done, we could have 9 guys in the Hockey Hall of Fame on that team. You can't.
There's always the argument, though, is it Hall of Fame or Hall of Good? Right?
Yeah,
There's always that argument.
Wow.
But saying that, you're the next after McGillney was let in. You're the main topic, right? You're
Let's
the
get
guy.
you in. You deserve it.
Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. I mean, it was always like, how is McGillney and Fleury not in the Hall of Fame? Your names were together, right?
Well, here's a I have a couple of arguments as to why I should be there. So in the 90s and early 2000s, there was four best on best tournaments: 91 Canada Cup, 96 World Cup hockey, 98 Olympics, 2002 Olympics. I was on all four of those teams. So considered one of the 23 best players in Canada in the 90s and early 2000s.
And you weren't just along for the ride, too. You were a
No,
meaningful contributor.
Yeah, I was I had an impact, right? And then so there's 15 guys who in their career played over 1,000 games, averaged a point a game in the regular season and in the playoffs, and 14 of them are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Who's the 15th guy that isn't in there? Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
It's bonkers,
hopefully
man.
it happens soon.
Yeah, it would be
For
great.
you.
I would
You have you're also, do you have any you might hate me for asking this, but you're 45 goals away from 500. You ever think about that?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's a lot.
You know,
like, that's a lot. That might take 2 years, you know.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
you know what? Honestly, I overachieved, right? You know?
Don't say that. I think you
Totally.
I think you're just
Totally.
bang on, man.
No, like when I first came to Calgary, my sort of goal was I just wanted to be a solid NHL player and play as long as I could. And the thing that happened was I just kept getting better, right? And the Flames made lots of room for me because Hawk and Lube went back to Europe. Joey Mullen got traded to Pittsburgh.
Mullen, American.
Brett Hall got traded,
American.
and so, they were kind of making room for me to sort of, continue to grow. And then I got to play with Doug Gilmour and scored 80 goals in a season and a half playing with him. And then they traded him, you know what I mean? So, but I really pride on myself on being an all-around player, where I could play in every situation. And
Over 1,000 points, brother. Come on, that's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah. So I was very fortunate, obviously to play in an organization that believed in me and was willing to sort of, give me an opportunity to make mistakes and learn from my mistakes and, those kind of things. And, I couldn't have been mentored by a better group of guys, from Lanny McDonald to Jim Poplinski and Joel Otto and Timmy Hunter. And,
Well, that's why the Hall of Fame thing's kind of peculiar to me. Like Lanny.
That'll happen.
It's going to happen. It's just, I'm sorry. I do want to re-say what you said, Theoren, because it's a very well-known stat. Theoren Fleury has over a point a game in post and regular season.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
I'll call Lanny myself.
Well, and if you Google you and do a little bit of research, one thing that came up over and over again, which I wanted to ask you about, is Wayne Gretzky has been very complimentary about your game over. And when you first see Wayne Gretzky quotes in the newspaper about you, that had to felt a little bit surreal, huh?
Very surreal. Yeah, very surreal. But you know what? Like the greatest compliment you can be paid as an athlete is when a guy comes up to you who played against you and said, I hated playing against you.
Yeah.
Right. That's the greatest compliment you can be paid as an athlete. And I get that all the time, when I'm out in certain situations where I see people who I competed against and Wayne Gretzky, the story is very well known that when Gretz took over the Olympic team in 2002, the first sort of meeting they had where they were going to start picking the team was Wayne went into that room and basically said, I only want to pick one guy. And this guy I hated playing against the most. And he said, I want Theo Fleury on the 2002 Olympic team. And without that endorsement, I might not have been on the team, because at that time I was, struggling with all kinds of, issues and stuff. But, Wayne, because I played with him and, so many different Team Canada things, that he knew that I was a big game player, and yeah. And so when I got to Salt Lake, I just didn't want to let the guy down, because he really stuck his neck out for me to be a part of that team, and everything worked out
Probably recognizes
absolutely perfectly.
You're a good brother in arms. Like, I'd rather be on I get it sometimes too.
Yeah, if you're going to war, you want me on your.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Theoren might be a lot, but we want him on our side. So let's keep him and brother in arms, and that in an Olympic setting, when you're going for the top tier gold medal, brother.
And I think that's the reason why they put me in between Joe Sakic and Mario in the dressing room, because they knew that those guys would kind of,
come on, Mario, come on, Joe, let's go.
would kind of rein me in if I got, 2 round mugs.
It worked, man. It
Yeah,
worked.
it was totally,
it was
totally
this
great.
Country memories for our entire existence.
Yeah. So.
Is it possible? I mean, it's like you've been so, again, blessed to, Stanley Cup, gold medal, World Junior. Is it even possible for you to kind of rank those experiences as far as like most meaningful to you in your hockey career?
Yeah, it's hard. But, the reason why we play the game and the reason why we get paid the money we do is to win. That's the ultimate goal, is to win. And, I was very blessed to be in so many winning situations. It was, yeah. And to me, a win is a win is a win is a win. But, my favorite one is the World Junior, for sure.
Oh, really?
Far.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you would have picked O2. No kidding.
No, because it was the first time I'd won at that level.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was
It's
also
memorable.
I was also the captain of Canada's national junior team that year, and so we went right into Russia, Moscow, Soviet Union, Communist Soviet.
Pitsnack? I forget.
That was the year before. Was the brawl in Czechoslovakia?
Okay.
Yeah.
The next year was in Moscow, in the Soviet Union, Communist Soviet Union. And the Russians had a line of Fedorov, McGillney, and Bure. And we beat them. And we beat them. We beat them in their own, in their own backyard. And we played in the same rink that Paul Henderson scored the goal in 1972.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Wow, a lot of symbolism there.
Yeah.
I'm an American, but I can appreciate.
He's talking to me. He's not talking to you.
Yeah.
He's talking to me.
Luzhniki Sports Palace, right? That's where Henderson scored the goal, and we beat them 3-2, and it was an epic game. I scored the first goal on the power play, and then Trevor Linden got the second one, and then a guy named Mark Laniel, who was a New Jersey first-round pick. Like, we had 12 first-round picks on that team, right? It was crazy. Joe Sakic was our fourth-line centerman on that team.
Oh, my God. I didn't even know he was on the 88 team. I don't even remember that. I was 7, but
It's an embarrassment of riches.
I had no idea Sakic was on that team, dude.
Yeah. So,
Sorry,
it was an epic time for sure. And you're so young, right? And
the colors are brighter, everything's more
and
fun.
obviously the World Junior at that time wasn't as big as it is now, and we had 20 kids, went to Communist Soviet Union for Christmas, and beat the Russians right in their own backyard. So that one was really special,
Oh yeah, I mean, you're a total fish out of water, right? And I'm sure there's just a certain amount of anxiety just being in Russia at that time, and the unfamiliarity. There's no internet, so probably a big mystery around it, and that had to have added an extra level of intensity to that tournament.
Yeah, it was wild. It was really wild. So. Yeah.
As an adult, though, I would hate to be a coach on that team. Like, you imagine you're just like a regular, like, oh my God, I have all these young men full of testosterone. I have to check on their doors. Like, as an older guy, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I would have been sneaking out of the room in Russia.
Probably not. Yeah.
I'm
no,
happy
you know
here.
what? You know what? It was pretty cool because we were, they had a black market in the Soviet Union, right? And so we had, like I went there with, a full bag of, Walkmans and running shoes and blue jeans, and I left with a fistful of cash.
Oh, you sold it. Oh, no.
You're an entrepreneur.
Everything.
I never wanted the Walkman anyways. I don't even
Well, sure, that they all wanted like Western culture.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I had kids in youth sports, and I'm sure that you're connected to the game enough to know the insanity of youth sports today.
Oh my God!
And
yeah.
I read once something from a professional athlete that has always stuck with me, where it seems like parents feel like that they can spend their way into their kid, being a college athlete or an Olympic athlete or an NHL athlete. And what I read in this book is, I think it was a basketball player that said it was real that at like 11 or 12 years old that person decided that they were going to play, and that was a decision they made for themselves.
Right.
It was no, they didn't like it broadcasted to the world. They said, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to do this. And then they dedicated every moment for that. Does that resonate with you and sort of your experience and how like this world of youth sports where it's like, well, I'm going to get power skating lessons at 4 a.m. before school. And then we're going to have I'm going to have shooting training after, and we're going to pay to get them on the best team.
Right.
I just feel like that these parents are chasing a dream, and you just can't spend your way into making an NHL athlete.
No. So, I work in, the trauma, mental health, and addiction space, right? And so I've learned a lot about, neuroscience, right? And I've learned a lot about DNA. I've learned a lot about all these things. And I think that, you're predestined already before you even get here as to, what your life is going to turn out to be, right? And from the time I was 6 years old, and anybody that would listen to me, I would be out there saying, hey, I'm going to make the NHL. I'm going to play in the NHL. And it wasn't my mom and dad did not take me to my first hockey practice. I went by myself. I got dressed by myself, tied my skates, and all these things. And I just knew that I was going to make it, right? And nothing was going to, stand in the way. And, I didn't pay people to, be a skilled coach. Guess what happened? I was out on the outdoor rinks. I was playing road hockey. I was at the arena for stick and puck and all that stuff. And that's how, I became the player that I was. And it wasn't my mom and dad saying, hey, at 10 o'clock, you got to do this, and noon, you got to do this. No, I just did it. Right.
You're a young man obsessed with the game of hockey with as much ice time as you want.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a recipe for good.
Well, and what I found too is that like you look at, and I think like kind of like some of the current kids like Bedard or Celebrini too. It's that most often in the cases like you, it's the parents that are trying to convince the kids to do something other than play hockey,
right?
Rather than being
I played baseball. We won 3 provincial championships in baseball when I was a kid growing up. I'm a scratch golfer. I was a scratch
golfer, really?
Oh yeah, I was probably a better baseball player and was a hockey player. Like I was a badminton city champ in high school. So
wow.
It was like
I don't put McDonald's on my resume, Theoren.
So. I think I was just a great athlete and found, the sport that I was probably the best at, and, pursued that and yeah.
Well, I remember,
but I really subscribe to the Malcolm Gladwell theory of 10,000 hours, right? So,
of course,
at the end of the 10,000 hours, you're an expert in what you're doing, right? And by the time I left home to pursue my professional dream to be a hockey player, I was already an expert in hockey because I put in 10,000 hours of practice, right? And nowadays I don't think kids achieve the 10,000 hours, right? They
want everything given to them, right?
Yeah.
They want
when I used to show up at the rink for, a shinny game, there was 50 guys there. And we
Sticks in the middle. Sticks in the middle.
Yeah, and we played 25 on 25. So you learned how to play in small spaces. You know, and you learned give and go, and you know, you learned how to pass through like 8 sticks, and you know, guys, you know, there was just mass confusion on the ice all the time. And so, you know, that's where I learned how to play the game.
Is there a piece of today's equipment that you wish you could take back in a time machine and use, as it's lighter and stronger and, you know,
Skates.
Yeah, the new hockey stick is the worst thing that's happened to the game. It is the absolute worst thing that's happened to the game.
Because of the
Why? How
breaking
come?
or because of the flex?
Because
Well,
of the
they're done
flex.
it.
Because
The
of the flex.
yeah.
Yeah.
It lets a shitty. Sorry, Josh. It lets a poopy player,
No.
kind of overcompensate. You don't think so?
No.
Well, what is it
not
then?
at all. Like I was in Regina one time, and I went to this. My buddy has a shooting clinic.
Yeah.
And there was a group of kids there, and they were shooting the puck like, you know, hard, but none of them were hitting the net. And I said to him, like, what's the point? If you don't hit the net, you have no chance of scoring. And they were using like 65 flex, 70 flex sticks. And I go, I used 110 flex stick. And I scored 455 goals in the NHL. And I go, the reason why was I was accurate. I knew where I was shooting the puck. These kids, they just grab the puck and they shoot. They don't have any sense of, you know, oh, maybe I should hit the net. But they love that sound of it going off the glass and, you know, all that kind of
That's
stuff.
what I meant. It's a false sense of skill. That's what I meant. Sorry. It's a false. It's not teaching them in a practice.
It's also a money and status thing. They're $500 now, you know, for a hockey stick.
It's insane. It's completely insane, you know. And I used the year I scored 50 goals, I used the wood Louisville stick, right?
Victoriaville over here.
and with the wood, you have way better feel.
Yeah.
Way better feel.
Wayne Gretzky did a pretty good in the Titan too.
I see guys during an NHL game who are carrying the puck down the ice and they lose the puck off their stick. Why? Because they got no feel.
So light.
And the stick is so light they don't have any feel.
What do you use now when you lace the skates up?
I still use my 110 flex
I love
Warrior,
it. You're showing your age
Warrior
here.
one
I love
piece, right? So
awesome.
yeah, with a big hook on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there a player today in today's game that you would have liked to, you know, played with and been on a line with?
Yeah, Sidney Crosby.
Yes, sir.
You know, of course.
Yeah,
you know,
Canadian. He's Canadian, Josh.
I'm aware, Phil. I'm aware.
They brag a lot there. And
well, I'm almost 60 years old, and if I played, you know, a season right now with Connor McDavid, I'd probably get 20 goals.
Ooh,
yeah, he's pretty good.
I love it.
Well, because I know where to be on the ice.
Yeah,
lace him up, right? PTO. Yeah. Let's go, Fleury. Let's go, PTO.
No, all it would take is one hit, and that would be it.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. I forgot to stretch. Carry me off.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Any final questions for Theoren Fleury as we respectful of his time and.
Well, we're going to see Theoren in a couple months, less than 2 months, anyways. Yeah,
we're going to be in Saskatoon, so we're
very
cool. Very excited for that.
Yeah, man, we're going to have a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love the card shows, man. Those
Theoren,
people are the most dedicated people I've ever met in my life. Like I've met guys that have like $3 million collections, $5 million collections.
It's
like,
wild how expensive this stuff is.
It's crazy.
We're more quality over quantity of finance. We're kind of like in the middle. Like I'm a single.
We're not rich.
Yeah.
We're Phil calls us. You know, there's whales and then there's dolphins.
We're dolphins.
So let me ask you guys this question: why do you collect cards? Like, why do you collect memorabilia? What is it for you guys?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I had a poopy childhood as well, and I had a very adventurous life in many avenues of all categories. Hockey cards have always, in every environment and every bad decision this guy has ever made, my hockey cards have always been a sense of innocence, a sense of my heart rate to go down. So if I get crazy anxiety, I buy a box of cards. I don't know. It's just the way I'm wired, right?
Yeah.
It has stayed with me since I've been 6 years old, since I bought Patrick Waugh on the cover of the sticker book. I have that
Nice.
same sticker book, Theoren.
That's
I'm 45 now. A lot of life has happened, and the hockey cards still stay with me. And
Wow.
I love it, man. It's a wholesome hobby, and I've done a lot of crap just like you. And I'm happy to go to bed early, wake up, pay the bills, and open my hockey cards and talk to guys like you. NHL legend, right?
That's awesome.
And for me, it's a connection to your childhood, right? And the the magic that and being able to look back at those. Like I still think of lying in my bed in 1991, listening on the radio to Mario Lemieux destroying my Minnesota North Stars in the Stanley Cup Finals. Which was not great at the time, but again, and I remember going to the gas station and buying packs of hockey cards, and it's just fun, and that's and actually it's what we found too is there's an amazing community around it, and especially in hockey, like really good. You get to the basketball and football, there's a lot of kind of big money now that's into it, but hockey we call small but mighty. It's a community of collectors, of people that just love the game and root for their teams and appreciate players like yourself that have provided so much entertainment throughout our lives.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, well, again, Theo will be signing at the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience in September on Sunday the 27th. You can get your tickets right now. You can get multiple autographs tickets. So have Theo sign a bunch of your stuff. And go to saskcardexp.ca. Thank you very much for taking the time. It was a treat to
my pleasure
to talk to you today.
Yeah,
right.
Great stuff. We'll see you in Saskatoon.
See you there. Thanks again for Theo for joining the show. What a great conversation. I really, really enjoyed that. Dave, I think Phil's killing. What did you murder?
Oh, sorry. Mosquito.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have fun talking with Theo Fleury, Phil?
It was great. He was incredible. I loved how when we brought up his autograph, he seemed a little smitten. So that's good because it's from the bottom of my heart, man. He is one of the top people collect for his autograph. Not my personal favorite, and I collect Patrick Waugh, and I'm not a big fan of his either. But the people that love it, oh my God, what a loyal following of Theoren Fleury collectors out there. He doesn't even know. I really hope he gets to feel that in Saskatoon. I think he will. I really don't think he has any clue how many people collect his cards very passionately. And I'm really excited for him to experience that in Saskatoon.
Dave and Louie, you guys have any impressions from watching the interview?
I think he said something like when he was 6, he knew he was going to be a hockey player. And there was nothing that was going to stop him from achieving that goal. And so I just admire, he talked about, the other sports that he was very good at. He was good at baseball, and there's another sport he mentioned, but I just, having that commitment that young, knowing someday I'm going to be an NHL player, and then, fulfilling that dream. He just made the decision, and then he made it happen. And he said there was nothing that was going to stop him from fulfilling that dream. And so, that, and just like his character, he talked about hard work. He talked about, the things that he did to get to where he was and his journey, and just talking about I don't know how you can tell the losses stick with him so much more than the wins.
That's a good point, actually.
He's very descriptive. We lost this game 7. We lost this game 7. He can name them off. Exactly what happened.
Very passionate man, right? And I love that. Life is passion, right?
So you can feel that. The game, it wasn't just the paycheck. He went out there and gave it his all, and he did everything in his power to win. So it was a very cool interview.
Go ahead, sorry.
Isn't the stat amazing of his point plus a game international play, playoffs, and regular season? I'm sorry, that's insane, man. How many? 16 players? 17? Something like that?
He said 15.
Not in. Nonsense. Wake up, Lenny.
Yeah, so they need to. They will.
They will.
It's just a matter of time. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. It's silly.
It will happen. It's very silly, and when he is in the Hall of Fame, that none of the history books, none of it'll matter. They'll just know he's in there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Louis.
Yeah, no, he had so many good things to say, but what I liked, one of the things that stuck out to me the most, and I hope a lot of the younger players realize this too, is when he was talking about how much money people would spend, a 2 weeks paycheck to come watch a game, and yet they still had to pay for parking, pay for food, and all that stuff. So, one parent and the child could watch the game, they're performers, and hey, if we're good at it, we get paid a lot to do it. But don't forget why we're out there. Keeping the head on, just keeping a positive attitude out there. He just seemed like a straight shooter to me.
Yeah, he reminded us that, the only reason why he was in the position to do what he got to do was because of the fans. And the fans are the reason why he was able to play hockey. And so, he has a very kind of like humble personality.
Yeah.
Like he's very appreciative, and he understands it's the fans that were basically writing his paychecks and allowing him to fulfill his dreams. So it's very cool.
Do you have his all-time Future Watch auto yet, Dave?
I do.
Oh, nice. Cool.
I do. It's a beautiful card, beautiful auto. Yep.
Is it 49 or 99?
It's a 99.
They put him 99, eh? I'm grateful financially, of course, that Gretzky's out of 49. You don't put the league-wide retired guy out of 99? I don't know.
Yeah, that does.
I find that odd. Like I get, it's an easy out. You no one will ever know the truth. Be like, no, it's the great one. We want scarcity. All right. I want to see an email that said that before release date. That's what I want to see, an email, and just get someone to sign that and tell me it's real.
They should have done like 1 through 48 and then 99 out of 99.
I like it, Madigan. Yeah. So some type of play on the 99.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can't wait to. I think I'm going to get a card signed by Theo in Saskatoon. I haven't decided which one. I started looking.
I want a good handshake. I'm really happy.
Okay.
Excited for that. Yeah.
Slab Sharks, the Gongshow partner sponsor. Thankful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction ends tonight. Be sure to join us on the Gongshow YouTube channel starting at 8 p.m. Eastern for our weekly Slab Sharks live show. We'll be following key cards closing in the auction. There's about 7,000 cards closing this week with tons of bangers, as always. And more collectors are choosing Slab Sharks to sell their cards on eBay. The reason is simple. It's the biggest weekly hockey auction there is. And Slab Sharks makes life super easy on YouTube by doing all the work. Just box up the cards, sign a submission form, send them in, and you're done. One thing, too, that I think is overlooked, especially on bigger cards at times, in going with the service like Slab Sharks, is if you sell the card yourself, like if I pull a $1,000 card and I sell it on eBay, I have to pay the full commission. Versus if you sell it on Slab Sharks, for higher value cards, you actually get more of the payout.
Correct.
So you can actually make more money by selling it. So I think it's 5,000 and above, it's 88%, and $10,000 above, it's 90%. Right, and that can make a huge difference on those super big cards. Not only do you get it in the biggest weekly hockey auction, you avoid all the hassle and all the not fun stuff that comes with it. So it's kind of
we're talking to the whale good listeners right now.
Sometimes it happens. Like I'm gonna hold out hope that one day.
Yeah, like if you're like James who hit the Celebrini, you have a second option. It doesn't have to be Ken.
Yeah, right. There you go. And if you're a U.S. hockey collector, we're the official submission center. You just send them to us, and we get the cards into the auction for you. If we receive them by Tuesday, we'll even get them. They'll be in that Thursday's auction. So right away. Plus, now Slab Sharks has U.S. dollar payouts via the Wise apps, which is awesome. Works great. I've been using it for a few months. Link in the show description if you want to sign up and try out for U.S. collectors. And for complete consignment information, including on pay rates, and head to slabsharks.com. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
News from the hobby. I was the last one to say it.
You're the last one. I don't know if you guys remember when Upper Deck signed Michael Jordan, a month or two ago, as their forever deal, legacy partner, I think they call it. They had him do a number of special sort of things related to the 40th anniversary of his 1986 Fleer basketball rookie. I think he signed 23 packs, and then they were in Goodwin's Champions as redemptions. They also had him sign a box, like a sealed box of 1986 Fleer basketball. And here it is, Louis just put up on screen. Of course, our guy Jeff Mullen, who can slab anything. I want to see him slab like a Volkswagen bus next.
He probably will.
Michael Jordan, he signed the box, and then he inscribed it, Rookie Card Box 101. Well, Upper Deck just auctioned it on eBay with 10% of proceeds going to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and it hit a really big number. It went for $1.488 million.
Ooh.
Now, in a little bit of context, a regular just sealed box sells right now for about $165,000 to $210,000, and this is just under what you can get a case for, which is $1.8 million.
Why so much? Because
it's got the autograph.
It's got the autograph and the inscription. So somebody shelled out $1.5 million for it. I remember very vividly, because I was more into basketball than you guys growing up, that there was a time in the early 90s when they couldn't give this away. I remember there was in my small town in northern Minnesota, at a drugstore, it was a bottom shelf. They had box after box after box, I think for $11. You could have bought as many as you could have fit in your car to go home, and now they go for $165,000 to $210,000.
I collected in the late 80s where,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever even seen that box. I don't think I've ever seen a Jordan rookie. I've only seen there's like a Skybox set, I think, in the 90s. I saw a lot of them.
Yeah, the first was like 1990 Skybox, which they just did the metal the metal hockey cards and like credentials or something like that, and or ice, and one of that they did a tribute to that recently.
Cool.
Like in the last couple years.
Metal
had
maybe metal cards. So
okay, makes sense. Metal.
Yeah.
I very rarely have I can't remember a time where I've wanted to talk to you guys more about a hobby news story than what we have next. And Louis, feel free to chime in too if you have an opinion. Have you guys seen the alt auction thing for the new Cooper flag debut patch card?
No.
Well, okay, so we talked about on our last show that there's all these bounties, right? Like somebody offered $11 million bounty for the card, and the whole like hobby hype and hoopla mechanism has lost their minds about this card. And alt, so here's what alt's doing. The card is up for auction right now on alt. You can place bids today. The issue is they don't have the card.
Okay.
So what they're doing is they're accepting bids, and if they do end up getting the card, those bids are binding. And if they don't get the auction, then your bids just go away.
Huh.
They're calling it a debut bounty auction.
Well, isn't
that
this what
legal?
you always say?
I don't know.
Isn't this what you always say, that they just want to be in the news?
Yeah, it's very much. Well, I think that there's two potential, like, if you like, why the heck would you do something like this? It's for publicity. Heck, we're talking about it, right? We're talking about an alt basketball card auction because it's so bonkers. The other thing too is that maybe like let's say the bid goes to $8 million, right? Maybe that would compel the owner of the card to list it with alt, saying we already have a guaranteed $8 million starting bid essentially on this card. When you put it up for auction, I don't know. But to Louis' point, though, and I'm sure alt has lawyers. I would assume they do, and that lawyers do lawyer things, and they found some sort of loophole to make this legal. But this is just
wouldn't if there was like better, more news stories with substance, wouldn't this just fall to the wayside? Like this is just silly. Like I don't think I'd read the article, right? Like, isn't it just, this is for like simple folk? Like, I don't know. Like I'm not saying I'm super smart. I'm just we have different categories in the world.
So what you're looking at though, Phil, is you're looking at, is this going to catch on with other things? So for instance, you're like, oh, the Schaefer Shield hasn't been pulled yet. Someone could do an auction and say, If
Yeah.
we end up with it, you could own the Shield.
Listen, if
It's-
the world
it-
really goes the idiocracy way, the movie way,
Yes.
I'm taking advantage. I'm sorry. I'm just, if it's going to be this easy, you're going to see signs. You're
Well,
going
then
to
I
see
think that-
signs. I'm sorry. I'm taking full advantage. I'm an entrepreneur.
I think that's more my perspective on this. I get what you're saying, but it's
Yeah.
like, it's the whole idiocracy thing. It's like, are we going to have 6 auction companies now auctioning off this card even though they don't have it?
Right.
Because what stops Fanatics from doing it, or Golden or whoever?
Or us. We'll do the Gong Show auctions for the Bedard.
Yeah, when we
Young
won't
gut,
give
you know?
refunds.
First.
Well, I won't. I'm not giving you your refund. Listen, that's a litmus test, right? Like, should you go to that? Should we send those people to that island? I think we should.
It's the 7 out of 10 test, right? Where if you actually place a bid on the, well, and then too, along the lines of the whole idiocracy thing, I start to inch closer to the hobby apocalypse when things become so absurd, right? Like when the hype machine is like spiraling out of control, where like it's, you can't even make this stuff up anymore, as far as like what hobby companies are doing to one up each other, right? Because it's like, well, where does it go? Where do you go next? What do you?
I love new ideas, though. Like, I love,
Yeah.
like, breaks are never going anywhere. Repacks are never going anywhere. They're part of the hobby. But they'll go up and down, right? Margins, profits, just like card collecting. I really feel like that's part of the nucleus now. This is silly. Like, this is, I'm assuming the 4 of us are talking about it because it's the summer. That's it, right? I mean, I find that lazy marketing. That's lazy. Like, it's not.
Well, and to some degree, and we've mentioned this a little bit recently, there hasn't been a lot of earth-shattering hobby news in a while,
No.
which is actually kind of a good sign, right? It's a sign of stabilization a little bit. We haven't had big mergers, or I mean, the biggest news in the past 3 months has been the PSA shutdown stuff, which is kind of boring to me at this point.
We're
Anyway.
We've
moderately
been talking about basketball for the last 15 minutes. Love it.
we're moderately insulated in hockey. I don't think it's like, you guys won't know this, but in Canada, when you had your '08 market crash, it wasn't great up here, but we did not receive the pain you did.
Yeah.
Right? But our banks protected us. Thank you. That was a good thing. That was great. I was very grateful for that. We were decently protected. So maybe I think being in hockey is similar. Like, you can be honorary Canadians if you collect hockey, and you will be decently protected when we get a big dip coming up.
Well, you mentioned the 2008 crash, which was bad, but it's nothing like the 2026 wax catastrophe that's happened between the USA and Canada.
Yes.
Fair point.
For
Much-
Fair point, Madigan. Yep, I agree. Terrible.
A much
Yeah.
bigger devastation for sure.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Like, I am trying to be a lot more grateful. Like, you guys have that really sucks for you guys. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm-
Oh, well, we'll talk about our new product releases, like some of
Okay,
our box values, and it's still
Oh,
pretty
no.
pathetic.
Upper Deck
Oh,
loves us up here. I don't know why,
Wow.
but
Yeah,
we
they
have
do.
a great relationship with California. Yeah.
Well, in hobby news, we talked about a basketball card. Now we got to talk about a baseball card, because this situation is just too juicy to not talk about. So have you guys followed at all the story of the Honus Wagner die cut kind of Frankenstein card that was authenticated by CGC?
No, please tell me more, sir.
Okay, well, we'll get into it a little bit. So it was, well, they call it heavily restored, with a key emphasis on heavily. So in the 1970s, somebody took a T206, 1909 or 1910, whatever it is, Honus Wagner, and literally cut the guy out of the card, like probably some like
course.
8-year-old kid or something like that. And it was purchased by former ESPN anchor Keith Olbermann. And he had the idea to have someone restore the card. So he found a paper conservator, whatever that is, I don't know, who was basically added the correct, for the time, paper back to the card, and basically Frankensteined it and restored the card to, I think Louis got this condition. So that cutout was restored to this. And then they sent it to CGC, who decided to, I think, authenticate it with like a restored qualifier on it. which is controversial in itself, right? Because is it still really a T206 Honus Wagner when half of it is authentic, the other half is new? But whoever did that, or I don't know if it was Oberman or whoever owns it now, put it up for auction. How much do you think it sold for?
Oh no. How
Take
much
a
does
guess.
the normal one sell for?
Well,
I don't think he should have done this. I mean,
the normal ones have sold, I think, 5 to 7 million is what they go for.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, I bet you
Cards
someone
ruined.
paid like $1 million for it or 500,000 for it or something crazy.
What do you think, Phil?
50 grand. I don't know how to put a number on something damaged and ruined. So
Somebody paid $1.33 million at auction for that.
oh, good for Keith. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the reason why I like to bring this up too is I always think correlate these back to the hockey hobby. Like if the Macklin Celebrini 101 Young Guns was cut out by some 8-year-old and somebody restored the card in this matter, it's like, would you still consider that? I think the card is just gone. To me,
Yeah, the card's gone. Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be remembered. I mean, yeah, I think if Keith Olbermann wasn't who he is, this wouldn't be a story, right? He's a loud person.
Do you know how much he bought the head for? Like how much he bought the head and body for to begin
I
with?
don't know. I'm sure a lot less than 1.3 million. He
Yeah,
probably
I'm
did
sure.
very, very well.
I don't like any of this. I wouldn't want anyone to do that with any cards I like.
It's like 20% better than a reprint, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah. So if you took $100 bill and you cut out the head and then fastened it to the rest of a not real $100 bill, is it worth like $20 or like how does that work?
Well,
Because that's
apparently
kind of
it's
like
worth
what just happened, right?
I don't mean to be a boomer on this, but isn't this borderline disrespectful? Right? Like that's kind of how I'm feel. Like I'm feeling it. I'm not really.
well,
It feels like you're. I don't know. Like this. Like you're kind of making a mockery, and I know you're like, no, I'm restoring it. I'm doing the. I kind of get the vibe. I don't know. Something.
how do people freak out about Kurt's card care and then this is acceptable? That's what I.
Thank you. I don't know. There's another example. Whatever. Like it just something's off. It doesn't pass my personal smell test.
It's not like you restored a boat or something. Come on.
No.
Well, but restoring boats is perfectly acceptable, right? In
Right.
hockey cards, we're not allowed to do anything. You can't.
No.
You
Is that
can't even
bad to
blow
restore a
dust
boat?
off of it.
Is that bad? You're
No.
not supposed to do that.
No, I'm just maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut, but
Oh.
you know.
Well, I'm not a boat guy. I don't know anything about boats.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's. Yeah,
It's something.
it's something. So
It's peculiar. Yeah.
let us know what you guys think in the
Peculiar,
comments.
yeah,
We'd love to hear
great word. Yeah.
what the good listener has to say about that.
What do you think Jeremy Lee would think? You know what? That's where I would really value his opinion. And I think Jeremy would think that's a silly thing that's being done.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could be wrong. I don't know. Call the big guy up.
Dave, we're going to conclude our series today with the top 5 favorite PC cards. You're the last to go. You've deliberated, you've agonized, and you even tried to cheat. I was there working on Slab Sharks when the cheat came in. But you've come up with your 5 favorites.
Yes.
So we'll turn it over to you to take away.
Okay. I'm
You
excited.
ready?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to preface this just first by saying this is definitely not my most valuable cards. I mean, there are valuable cards in it, but I really am going with my favorites, the ones that would be the hardest for me to move. So that was kind of my disclaimer. Okay. So we're gonna go backwards too, because I actually did rank them.
Oh.
So we're gonna start with number 5 and go to my favorite card.
Okay.
So number 5, which is, I can't remember. Okay. So number 5, this is a 24-25 exquisite collection patch auto of Kirill Kaprizov. This is the year that they did the black border. It's always had the white border. I thought the black border made it just that much better. This is my favorite card design. So that's partly why this card made it, is because it's representing my favorite all-time card design that I've ever seen. So I love the silver ink. I I even love that it's number 11 out of 25. 11 is my favorite number. So this card just kind of has everything going for it. It's definitely not my most valuable card, not even close in my collection, but it just checks all the boxes for me. The patch is really nice, and yeah, I love it.
So nice. It's so nice.
It's so nice. So
Did you smell it?
I definitely scratched it with my finger. So yeah.
All right.
I touch all my patches. Sorry, I just do.
You patch toucher.
I have a patch
Do
toucher.
you have more of the black exquisite
I
tributes?
do.
Oh.
I have a really nice Kopitar one, and the really cool thing about the Kopitar is the pen he used kind of has like a black silvery look to it. So it kind of has both black and silver in the auto, and Kopitar's auto is.
Do you have another Kaprizov in this?
No. This
That'd
is
be
my
no.
You picked this over the 1-of-1?
I picked this over the 1-of-1. Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm in shock. I thought just when you think you know somebody. All right.
Yep. That one did not make it in my top 5. Sorry.
Well, then you can give it to me. Great.
Okay. All right, number 4.
Boom.
Okay, so we have I acquired this card from Philip.
Philip.
Yes, Philip. 23-24 Ultimate Collection. Am I pronouncing this right? The Fleur de Lis patch auto out of 10. This card design has just got me all pitter-pattery, smitten kitten. It hit me like just knocked my socks off. When I first saw this card, the first one I bought was a Robitaille, and I do like the Robitaille, but we're going with the Mario Lemieux here. The patch on this one is really nice. I also have a few other ones. I really like my Patrick Waugh, but I like the patch better on the Mario Lemieux, which is why that one outbeat the Patrick Waugh, but very, very quickly becoming one of my favorite card design, maybe my second favorite. So yeah, I absolutely love this card and still in process of completing the set. So
Well, they keep adding more.
yeah, they do. I even asked Billy. I said, Billy, we're done, right? There's only 8. Yes, there's only 8. And then boom, Laffy one came out, another update. So I don't know.
I have this card too, and I have only one minor complaint on it. And I hate to point it out to you, Dave, in case it bothers you too, but the Nike bike helmet thing is so terrible.
Oh, no, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't look like a bike helmet.
It does kind of look like a bike.
Why are you trying to make him hate the card? You just hate it and let him love it.
I love it too.
Yeah, Mary had a big head. He knows he did.
He did.
Yeah, we all do.
All right. So that's my number 4. Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay. So this is the 2014-15 Premier Tribute Super Rookie Patch Auto of Sidney Crosby, 25 of 25 bookend. I know Phil likes that. This has a really cool, actually this picture makes it look a little bit more orange, but it's a more of a canary yellow. That's why I love this card so much, is how much of the yellow is shown for the patch, and it really makes this card pop. This is my second favorite card design. And so who better to represent it than the Sidney Crosby? I would say this one and the Dominic Hasek kind of fight back and forth with me for what my favorite is. And I went with the Crosby just because his auto is just, in my opinion, a perfect auto for a hockey card. And it also had that bookend going for it. So
Hey, Phil, is this how you describe vomit yellow?
I say bile.
Yeah, that's the word. Perfect.
It's actually more like your shirt, Phil. It looks
Dave.
very orange, but it's no, but I'm saying the yellow on the patch is more yellow.
No, thank you. That's good. I understand. I appreciate it for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad that you have like goofy saturation on the photo, because I was about to say that you lead the entire hobby in nonsensical patch cards. Like we're always trying to figure out. You buy these cards and the patches never make sense. It's like an orange, because it looks Flyers orange in this photo.
It does. That's what I'm saying. The I don't know. Somehow between the time I took the picture and sent it to Louis, it turned orange, but it's not orange. It's very yellow. It's a very, very yellow. Phil's seen this card in real life. It is I actually picked it up in Saskatoon. So
Is this real life? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So number 2, this is where I did cheat a little bit.
You're disqualified.
Disqualified.
Told you.
So this is the 22-23 stature home and away jersey patch auto 101s of Cale Makar. So one in the home jersey and one in the away jersey. This pairing, this is probably if you have to take every card away from my collection, besides what number 1 is, this is the last card you're going to be. These 2 cards are the last ones you'd be able to pry from my collection.
No way.
Again, they're not my most valuable cards, but for some reason, having the pairing, being able to have both 101s in the home and away jersey is just
that's cool.
And I look at this set all the time. I have them actually used one of the, like the booklet one touches. Yeah. And because it doesn't have the piece in the middle, I actually hand constructed a piece that slides right in perfectly. And so they just sit there right next to each other. It doesn't photograph as well in the one touch, which is why I had to take him out to do the photograph. So
you need a professional.
Yes. Yes.
So when you guys look at the card on the right, does the patch look like you're looking down into like a basket full of snakes? Like there's so much.
Not at all.
Like,
so much overlapping.
Yeah. There's so much overlapping with the patch.
Looks like a flower that's blooming to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Pretty flower.
Pretty flower.
Oh, plants guy. I don't really like flowers.
I picked up one of these on like an eBay auction, and then the second one popped up like months later, and I knew I had to mega bid to get the pair, and so I did, and I won it. And they're going to be very, very difficult to get out of my hands. That is for sure. So probably more than the Kaprizov 101. I would hold on to these before that, and so.
Well, yeah, you picked them.
Yeah, that's why the Kaprizov 101 RPA from stature didn't make the cut.
Well, just think, Dave, you're now only 11 101s of Cale Makar from completing the 2022 stature set.
That's actually pretty good. Pretty good point. Yeah, they have a lot of different variants, but for this design, I have both. So yes.
Okay.
And then the number 1, if you know me, it should be no surprise, the 2006-07 Ultimate Collection Luc Robitaille Shield Patch Auto 101. Just acquired this from Grant. Well, I acquired it from him a little while ago, but I just paid off Grant fully. Took me three installments, 3 payment installments to get him fully paid off for this card. But this card does everything for me. Well, one, it's a shield of my boy. I'm back in the shield game because I did sell my Jeremy Swayman shield. So I was in the shield game, then I was out of the shield game. Now I'm back in the shield game. This is really the only shield that I care to own. And then as far as the card design, something about that
station wagon
brown, like that design.
Well, it's like a Woody. You got a Woody. Yeah.
Yes.
The shield is amazing because it's stitched and it's the old NHL logo.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So this card, this would be the last card you could pry from my hands. I will say this, when I did this exercise, which by the way sucked and it was very difficult, like all of you experienced, I had 15 cards. This one was always number 1 and never changed. The other 4, there were times where I didn't have any of those other 4 cards in my top 5. They just moved around all over the place. So this one will be my number 1 for a very, very long time. So.
You may be comforted to know that I've already done a deal with Rebecca and pre-purchase this card for when you kick the pumpkin.
Well,
She drove a hard
So
bargain, but we settled on $43.
it's funny you say that because I think the way that Grant finally agreed to it is I said, listen, Grant, I'm twice as old as you, which means I'm going to die much earlier than you.
And I surf with
I have
sharks.
special instructions with my wife that when I die, she will sell that card back to your collection. So you're just lending it to me for the next 30 or 40 years.
You screwed up though. She's gonna forget his name. She's gonna ask one of us, and whoever she asks first is gonna say, "Oh, that's it's actually me."
Yeah, but you guys have to outlive me. So
I might have a shot.
You surf with sharks.
that is true. That is true.
Yeah,
How
there you go.
ironic would it be if I finally get Phil into the ocean and he gets bit by a shark?
Just for that reason, I'm not going.
Oh, that would be so funny.
You know what's
I-
crazy about that is we were just up in Pictou there, or even closer in Halifax. Some poor lady just lost her arm to a shark in Maine.
No,
Yeah,
not
it
far
was
away.
a lifeguard. A great white took the lifeguard underwater too.
Wow.
Mississippi man-eater. Google it. It's terrifying.
Good job, Dave. You didn't do this in December 2024, so we can't compare, but we will get you next time.
Well, I'll tell you this: there would only be like one. I think. Well, there would only be one. The McCars. That's it. The other
no,
four
no.
I've gotten after that. So yeah.
All right. Good job, buddy. New product release is brought to you by Gongshow friend and partner GP Sport Cards and their hobby shop, Total Sport Cards. Be sure to hit up Grant's Breaks, which are every Wednesday and Thursday night. He breaks on YouTube, live on the GP Sports YouTube channel. One of the most experienced breakers in the business, has a huge following for that reason, and he just does a good job, treats people right. You can grab your spots at gpsportcards.com. And if you're looking to buy recent hobby boxes and releases, he has them at fantastic prices, which we will highlight in a second, compared especially to us in the U.S. That's sad. You can find all the latest hockey products at totalsportcards.com. They ship them right to your doorstep anywhere in Canada, and he buys collections every day and pays top dollar. If you have a big collection to sell, reach out to their hobby shop in Etobicoke or message them on social media to set up a time to speak about what you got. We're in between releases this week. We got to talk about something. And so I was noodling what would be relevant, and the biggest sort of hockey hobby theme has been the price of wax lately. So I thought, well, you can complain about it, you can try to do something about it. And I spent a whole bunch of time trying to search all the prices of recent last 2-3 years of products to try to find, well, I'm not saying these are great values, but what are the best values right now? So if you really, really want to buy a box of wax, what are maybe some good options? I came up with 5, and I'll just share those with you guys right now. 3 of them are 2024. I figured that was a great, because we're still in Macklin Mania. Everyone wants the Brini, and it's tough to find. It's really expensive for most boxes. I think even Series 2 hasn't come down that much yet, even after the 101 was pulled. But I picked out 3, and the first one is one of the ones we're breaking this weekend at Gongshow Breaks. It's 24-25 credentials. If you, again, want to get in the Celebrini chase, I think it's one of the best options. Of course, you have on-card rookie autos. It's really a rookie auto-driven product. Macklin's not the only big rookie in 2024 as well. And you can pick it up at Grant Shop for $220 Canadian, which is equivalent to like $158 USD. Harder to find in the US, but that's not a bad price for
Not bad at all. No.
a 2024 product. So I think Credentials is a good option.
Can
Then
you
I had
pick those up for that price though in America because of the major discrepancy in prices?
no, it'll be more expensive, but it's sold out at David Adams. So not only is it better price in Canada, it's more maybe available.
it's available,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's makes zero. If you've ever taken an economics class, that should twist your brain up in knots.
Yeah, no kidding.
The second one is 24-25 Parker's Champions, still champions. I didn't screw that up. And we're going to be a total broken record on the bit, but you get on-card rookie autos. You have game-used patch autos for massive vets and legends like Gordie Howe, Wayne Gretzky, Mike Modano, Martin Brodeur, Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, and more. And even in the U.S., it's pretty cheap, $135 a box now. And I think, the less expensive equivalent in Canada. So don't poo-poo Parker's Champions. I think we've been very consistent for 3 years now, or 2 years, 2.5 years, that this is a very, very slept on product.
Well, it's
And
like what you just said. You can't find a product that cheap with on-card autos that has all the vets and legends and rookies content in it. There is not a set that exists.
Mm-hmm.
There just isn't.
You guys ready for me to cheese off the E-Pack Bros again?
Let's do it.
Oh no, are you gonna tell some secrets?
Why would it cheese off?
Well, this is our last 24-25 product. So right now, if you want to pick up a box of Metal Universe in the US at David Adams, it's $235.
Not those E-Pack Bros, the other E-Pack Bros. Okay, gotcha. I thought, yeah, go ahead.
It's $100 less a box on E-Pack.
Oh.
$130 USD compared to $235 at David Adams.
This is for 24-25. This is Celebrini. Okay.
Yes. One of the red PMGs just sold for $10,000.
Oh my goodness.
Tori just pulled one.
Yeah, Tori, our guy Tori.
Really? What do you get?
A red Celebrini PMG on E-Pack.
On E-Pack.
Oh, on E-Pack.
Well, is he going to take us out for dinner?
So here's the next question. How do we have bets, the over and under on 3 days of when E-Pack is sold out for Metal Universe since this announcement? Like, because I'm going under now.
It's
I might need personal
Saturday.
protection at the expo if I keep this up.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to be a part of it.
Louis like, I'm getting out of here.
So those are my 24-25 options. Believe it or not, you could have never predicted my next one. I'm going to go with 23-24 Upper Deck Series 2. We'll call this one a relative value. At one time, here in the U.S., it was north of $400. And in Canada, it was probably north of $600. I mean, it was in the whole Bedardapalooza thing right at the peak. And of course, to our knowledge, the Bedsy Young Guns 101 has not yet surfaced. But today, you can get a box in the USA for $225 USD. If you want to get it in Canada, Grant, and I hope I'm right, that he can ship to the US because these products are old enough.
I think it's once it's hit a year.
It's 180 US equivalent, 250 Canadian. That's not bad. If you've always, if you were bitter that you couldn't get in on the Bedard chase, well, now you can go ahead and do it. So it's come down a lot.
Yeah.
Recently. And then I wanted to pick one 25-26 product. I went with Extended Series. I think it's the best value by far for 25-26 products right now. You have the Beckett Seneca Young Guns, the Matthew Schaefer Young Guns Canvas, the debut patches, and all the Young Guns acetates. And it's actually starting to come down in price, even though it's only been out for a few months. In the USA, it's $175 US. I think it was $200 or $225 at release. Yeah. And then right now at Grant's TotalSportCards.com, it's 190 Canadian, which is 137 US equivalent, Dave.
I know.
We need to dig the tunnel.
Yeah,
no kidding.
The underground railroad for hockey cards.
When it came out, it was $250 US.
Oh wow, yeah. So it's come down a lot.
It was $250.
So a price of a set can go down just because of one gold 1-of-1 card. That's insane. I don't even hunt for that. I'm hunting for the red outburst. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not going to get
gold outburst. Well, no, that doesn't have anything to do with because this is extended.
No, okay. Separate topic. Sorry to distract.
No.
I'm sorry. Similar issue. Josh said earlier the price of Celebrini's Young Guns might come down because the 1-of-1 was found.
No, I'm saying the price of a box, it could come down, but because it's all based on perception and what sells, right? When things start to sit on shelves and stop moving, then you lower the price to get the product moving again.
But you still have all the exclusives and the red outburst and all those. So there's still massive cards to be hit, even though the gold outburst is gone.
And it hasn't come down from what I could see. I think it's like 600 Canadian. Yeah. So those are my options. If anyone has any other tips for people, leave messages in the comments. Would love to see what you guys think is a good value now too, or a decent value, however you want to term it. I hate to say good value because
22-23 Parkhurst champions. That's me and Phil's big hunt.
Yeah. I need it. $500 a case. I need it.
23-24 is banger. I love that one.
I love them all.
It's all good.
Oh, the Parkhurst. Yeah.
Of the four now, which is the worst, Phil, in your opinion?
Last year, 24, 25, the circle patch.
The circles.
Yeah.
Circles, not for me. Yeah, but great inserts. Great autos again. Great cards. Yeah, and another great legend set to collect. Dude, it's Mr. Bigglesworth his butt. Parker's champions and Parker's.
Great.
Ooh.
And you can get some Gretzky's for a little bit cheaper because it's him in his Rangers uniform and it's got the little circle patch. So if you want to get into that game, that's a
Not
cheap one to
all
get
the
into.
not the first year.
No, I'm talking about the year with the circle patches.
Oh, the circle patch year.
He's a
Yeah,
New
I
York.
did not know
He has
that.
a New York Rangers patch
Oh, cool.
auto in that
Okay.
set. So that's one way
Yeah.
you can get into the patch auto game of Gretzky without breaking the bank. That's
Good
what I'm saying.
picture, Dave. Do you remember?
Yeah, good picture. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I
Nice.
actually was an underbidder on one of the cards and almost won it, and then
Okay.
didn't. But
In
yeah.
the Oilers in the first year, he's got a bit of a hunch to him. His jersey's like flailing up, and they stroked it out. It's a term for stuff, and they.
Thank you.
I'm sure it is a
Came
term
out
for
wrong.
stuff.
And it looks funny, but you can unsee it. You know how some things you see, oh, I can't unsee it. You can unsee it. It can be unseenable.
Is it weird that I've developed emotional feelings for my cat?
I love my
It is
cat. He's the best.
Yeah. All right. Personal pickups, Phil.
Nothing.
Dave.
I don't think I have anything, right? I didn't send anything.
Louis.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
your
forgot.
secretary.
I forgot to send them. So
How do you
Oh.
forget if you said something? That's so funny.
oh,
Dave's been busy.
Wow, I'm not want to talk.
I have been busy.
Okay.
It's a no for me. I wanted you to have all the glory,
All you,
Josh.
All you, Josh.
I had a goal this year. I wanted to get a Wayne Gretzky auto, and this was my other big purchase at the National, which I'm now hawking most of my PC to pay for. That's going super well. I'm having a lot of fun. Not I kind of I'm a little. I don't have buyer's remorse, but
What made you buy that?
I did break a cardinal rule of mine when I bought this card because I wanted to buy. I try to buy cards that I feel, even in my warped kind of sense, are significant, and that's the flaw in this card is I don't know if it's a significant card. I actually don't think it really is. But the reason why this one tipped me over the edge is I think aesthetically it looks amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
So it's
Look at
just
it.
a great looking Gretzky auto. It's the 24-25 the cup logo marks the gold parallel. The auto's out of 15. He's in the Oilers jersey. That was like so if I was going to get a Wayne Gretzky auto, I wanted to be in the Oilers jersey. Have a great photo. I love the number 99 being prominent on the sleeve there. You have the Jofa helmet. Very, that's I love that. And then the gold ink auto is super nice on this and kind of fits into the card very beautifully. So it's my first and only Wayne Gretzky auto.
Would set you back. Can
That's
I
it?
guess? Can I guess?
Yeah,
1,100 American.
a little bit less.
Okay.
1,000.
Oh, nice.
Well, so you purchasing this card, it kind of reminded me there's an eBay auction going on right now. There's an exquisite auto of Wayne Gretzky. It's like the black background with the gold ink. It's kind of a similar card, but it's out of 25 and the current auction still has like 2.5 days left or 3 days left. And it's already at $1,000. So
Oh,
I
there
think
you go.
I think you did well with this
There you go.
with this card.
It's beautiful.
It looks a lot better in hand than it does in the picture here. I can vouch for that one.
That gold looks amazing, man. That's just very nice card, Josh. Worth every penny, man.
So I just kind of checked one of my hobby goals for the years to
Nice.
Nice.
not like Louis. I got to get a Gordie Howe auto. That's
Yeah.
work on
It's
that
a
next.
must.
All right, boys. Phil, you have fun?
Yeah, great time. Super fun. Yeah.
Okay. If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, if you love Dave and you want to, look at thick thighs with him and get infatuated by those, you can
butt
do
shells.
so on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server. Should we start a thick thigh channel or what?
Yeah, you just gotta cruise around with me and look at thick thighs.
Better ask if you can get that from Dave's website.
Please consider a $5 a month donation. Join at a $999 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, in our Instagram profile, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, or on Patreon's website, patreon.com, and just search for us. We're The Gong Show. You can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dollarbox Ventures, LLC. Have an amazing Thursday, an awesome weekend, and we can't wait to be back with you on Monday. Baba Louie, take us out.
Wake up, Phil.
Bye. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in the show.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah?